Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Matthew and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 3 of my behind the scenes mini-series, and in this episode today I'm going to be making my way out to the various filming locations that I particularly film at. Now, there's only 4 locations I film at. There's only 3, but there would have been a 4th. Now, the 4th location is going to be a completely different location next year. Because as I've said, the Scottish Performance Show is moving location. We're going to visit the old location in this video. The current location, like the new location, I've got no clue where it's going to be. I don't know where the new location will be. Hopefully it's somewhere that's similar to the previous location. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll tell us sometime next year when it gets closer to the actual show itself. But for now, until then, we've got no idea where it's going to be. So I'm going to hit up 3 of my, I'm going to hit up 3 of the 4 locations. But first, what I'm going to do is I need to get the SD card in my camera and get it all wiped and cleaned. So let me just go and show you that real quick. Okay, so SD card out the tower. Grab the camera. Here it is. And now all I need to do now is just pop the SD card in the camera. I don't need all 7 of my batteries. I think the battery I've got now should do just fine. It's kind of difficult with one hand. There we go. Flap open. Oh, that. That SD card just slots in. That's it in. Shut the flap. And now it's just flick the camera on. There we go. Oh, right, I need another battery. So, let's see. See to my. Maybe this one should do it. Flip that switch. There we go, just like that. Right, how's this one? Seems fine for now. Let's go and clear everything into the settings. Slideshow. Right, so there you could see all the clips and images that I got from No-Kill, which I've now edited and uploaded as I recorded this, which you guys shall see the edit and uploading process in the next episode of the behind the scenes mini series. But simply format it, just over, format, and there we go, it's all gone. Just to be sure, there you go, nothing. That's what I do every single time before I go and start filming. Make sure I've got all the batteries with me, and then make sure that I've got my SD card with me, and then it's all emptied and that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna start making my way to the first location. It doesn't even take that long, frankly. It's just a simple, like, I could just walk it, frankly, but I'm gonna drive it instead. Just a simple, I think maybe 2 to 3 minutes or something. I don't know. I don't know driving time that well. But first location, Bridge of Allen. Right, so here we are now. We're now at the first location, and this is where I come to film the show cars leaving the Bridge of Allen classic car show. In fact, I still don't quite know street names that well, so I forgot to grab my phone, record street names. Just give me two ticks. So yes, we're here. This is Keir Street, and from what you can remember in the previous videos I filmed here, the street is really, and I mean really packed for the Bridge of Allen Classic Car Show. Like, when I just take a look around, you could see just how empty it is on a normal day like this. Like, you see, like all the way down the street for the show itself, for the car show itself, that whole street down there would just be packed full of cars. Just the entire way down the street, the entire way. So I would be lucky to be able to park along here, just by this parkway here, and just by the actual exit itself here. Yes, it is raining a bit, so I need to make this quick before my camera microphone dies again. But like, sure, like 2 years ago I was kind of lucky on being able to park just right here, but that was me just getting lucky. This year I ended up having to park all the way down at the co-op and then walk all the way down here. It's quite a faff. And the exit for the show is just right down here, and this is where I stand with my camera crane and such. But this year I ended up forgetting to bring a very important piece of kit for the crane itself, and that's the wee mount that my camera attaches onto to get onto the jib. I forgot to bring that. Henceforth I had to go handheld like I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna make my way to the exits of the show, and then I'm gonna walk down to the entrance, which is just right down there. So, coast clear. So this is essentially the entire walk down. When I first came to this show, I ended up kind of missing the show itself, but coincidentally I actually made it on time to see the cars leaving. So I parked my Fiesta right down here, and just to see them coming out of these gates here, and then I decided, well, this isn't really the best spot, so I decided to just walk all the way down there. And it turns out that location is actually a really good place. It's much better than just standing down here. Hopefully I hope my microphone's alright. The rain's currently off there now. But right here, the show cars like to come out of and drive down here, because there's two gates that the cars come out of here. There's this one that's just right here, and the show cars, but there's cones all the way down the street, and the show cars like to come down and drive down there. So this gate right here, this field, it's the field for the Commonwealth Games field. So it's the field where, well, like the Highland, well, not really Highland Games, but there's like some kind of show, some kind of fairground attraction that comes here sometimes. And this is also the location for the Stirling fireworks, the bonfire night. In fact, it's just coming up right now there. Looks like they're already setting up down there. So this is one of the gates that the show cars like to come out of. And I literally parked my Fiesta, first time I parked it, right down here, just right here. And just filming the cars coming out of this gate here. And then I figured, this isn't really a good place, because we're not really getting a good shot of the cars coming out. We could see all the cars coming out. Sometimes the cars leaving this gate, they like to go down this way, but most of them come down this road. They like to continue all the way down that way onto Airthwaite Avenue, but most of them come down that way onto Main Avenue. So that's one of the gates right there, and the other gate is just right down here. And what's kind of odd is the first time I actually participated in this event, the exit is different now compared to when I first actually took part in the event. So the next gate, basically when I first took part in this event, like, I didn't actually take a car in it, but I just parked in the car park and actually walked around it and that. But the exit was actually right down here, so I had to get back into the visitors car park and drive my Fiesta essentially through the show itself. So this is one of the gates down here. I've never came down here when the show cars are coming out. I think it's either this gate or it's this one up here. I think it will be this one right here that they like to come out at. So they come out of this gate right here, and they also come out of the gate right around up there, down there. So, and the cars that come out of here, they can't come down this way. So to get back to the other road first, they have to drive around the block here and onto and drive way down there. So they like to go around that corner and down to and drive and then come back out the other road. So now I'm going to show you the gates that I have to come out of now, because I think the first time I was in this show, like I just said, I had to drive through pretty much the entire show essentially and come out of one of these gates. I can't remember which one. It might have been this one here I came out of, or this one up here. Can't quite remember. But now that's all changed now. So like, we no longer have to drive through the show to come out. In fact, I'm gonna go and cut the camera on that now and see when we actually get down to the actual exit itself. Okay, so some cars like to come out of this street here. They like to either go down this way, or I suspect they also come down this way. And down this way, as we've seen in some of my clips, there's a lot of cars parked out here as well. So we come down all the way down here, and the new exit is just down this road here on Pearl Avenue. So in here right about now you'd be seeing like all the show cars and the layout and stuff like that. You'd be seeing like the backs of like, well, I don't know, some Austins and stuff like that. You'd be seeing even some 90s JDM legends like some R34s and stuff like that. And down here there are some cars that like to park down here as well. That's how busy and packed this event can be for just a field like this in a place like this as well. So right here is the new gate where we all come out of. So right here, this is the gate. So you see down that wee road there, that goes into the car park area, and this is the whole field area. Like you see all the way down there, right the way down there somewhere is the gates where the show cars come out of. And previously anyone coming to the show and seeing what's about, the visitors would have to drive on through it into the field and through it and out one of those gates down there. Nowadays we all have to come out this gate here, which to me, I mean, I could see why, but at the same time, to me, in my opinion, it's kind of cool to like drive through the show itself, well, at least part of the show itself, just to see some of the cars one more time before you leave. And to me it was a cool concept. But if you think the exit was weird, wait till you see the entrance, because let me tell you, it's even weirder than that to get in here. You'd think getting into here is the same as exiting, like most places. Oh no, it's much more different and much more weirder than this. So as you guys just saw when I was right down there, is that I do actually get quite a good view from all the way down there. I get quite a good look, a quite good angle from all the way down there, just seeing all the way up to the top of the street here. Though unfortunately, like you've seen in previous videos, it does get rather difficult knowing when the end is here, where we're at the end of the show and all the show cars have left. It's hard knowing that. It is a bit hard to know that. So like, I'd wait until the crowds disperse, and like if I stop seeing any more cars coming in, then I just automatically assume that all the show cars are out and it's time to end the video. So yeah, just roughly where that Volkswagen up is, that's where I'd stand to see the show cars coming in, and you could see from a different angle that is really the best place for it. Like you've seen some cars like to come out of some other streets down there and they like to go various different ways. So again, I can only apologise that on those videos I don't get to see all the cars coming in, and that's a theme for pretty much all of these locations, frankly. But you could see that that's basically the best view, because like if we cut to one of my videos here, like me standing here, I don't get to see what's coming down the road. Maybe on the other side of the road I get to see better, but down there, right at that spot over there, right by that lamppost, that's really the best spot for it. So I'm now start walking to the actual car park entrance to the place, and boy, let me tell you, it is a weird place for visitors to enter the car show at. So here's a shot from somewhere else. Oh, nice Porsche Cayenne. This is the roundabout where the show cars, like you see in my video down here, that sometimes there can be a bit of a traffic jam down here. Well, this is kind of why this roundabout here, all the cars just pile up right down here. And this is kind of why, because of this mini roundabout here, sometimes they come down this way, sometimes they go down and towards Dunfermline and Bridge of Arran itself, but sometimes they come down towards the university. And trust me, this is where the weirdness starts, because down this road is the the entrance if you're coming here by car, that is. Yep, this is it. We are standing here right now on the A9, part of the A9, about to enter Henderson Street in Bridge of Arran, and this, weirdly, is the entrance location to get into the actual show itself. Now, it is a bit weird having the entrance to a car show being at the Graham's factory, but hear me out. And I suppose, like, it gets kind of packed here, and like all the truckers here, but like, what the hell is going on? Well, hear me out. The actual field to the car park is right down there. In fact, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a tanker, I think, what looks to be a tanker of some sort. That's actually sitting right in front of the actual entrance to the car park field itself. So that is really the way to get into this show. It's really weird, frankly, and I don't know how to kind of feel about it, because you wouldn't ordinarily just drive up into a factory like this. You just wouldn't. But it's the only way to get into that field, so I suppose I can understand why, and I suppose everyone in the walking in the Graham's factory here would kind of understand why as well. So with that having been said, that's now the location complete for the Bridge of Arran show. So now I'm going to make my way to the location of the next show, which is a former location of the Scottish Performance Show, which is now the location for the Bowness Car Show. Yep, we're heading for Bowness. So, real quickly, I just got back in the car now. But real quickly, just before I make my way to the Bowness location, I've got a little bit of news here via Instagram. Shout out to Air12 Gaming Official, which I've just liked the post here, as you can see. Basically, Porsche has just patented one of the craziest engines we've ever seen, a tri-turbo W18. So yeah, kind of like what I said before, that Porsche has thankfully, mercifully, saved the combustion engine by developing e-fuels. Now yes, I know e-fuels will be expensive to begin with, but petrol went through the exact same thing when it was first being used, so give it some time and it will become as cheap as chips, I promise you that. But like, we thought like the W engine was long dead, because, well, I don't know if Bentley still uses the W12 engine, but Bugatti just retired the W16 engine. So, and instead they're going for a V16 engine now, as I'm sure we're now aware of. but it seems like the W engine isn't gone because Porsche is now using it. The W18, now that's much bigger than the W16, obviously. So that's going to be much more impressive. Here's the car itself. I don't know what kind of Porsche it is. Well, it doesn't say on this post here. But for now, I'm just going to call it, let's just say, the Porsche W18. That's it. I'm going to call it that for now until we get an official word on the name of it. But here's the engine diagram itself. The design features 3-cylinder banks at 60 degrees, creating a true W shape with up to 18 cylinders and 1 turbo per bank. Think of it as like 3 inline sixes sharing 1 crankshaft. According to Porsche's pattern, the layout improves airflow and keeps the air intake cooler, but for now it's just a concept on paper. So as of right now, it's just a concept. So right now I'm gonna dub that car the Porsche W18, at least until we get an official word out. But for now, it's just a concept. So that's a little bit of news I have to receive there for you. So now let's make our way to Bowness. Right, so here we are now at Bowness. We're now on Dean Road, and we're now at the second location, and this is the location for the old Scottish performance show. This is the location where it originally started back in, I think, 2018 is when it started, and this is it here. This is where I stand with my camera crane. It's a bit sunny right now, so you can't really get a good look at the road, but this is where I stand with my camera crane, as I'm sure you're familiar with this spot. You see like cars like leaving from this junction down here, they go down this road here, or they go down that way towards Grangemouth. Now there is a second exit here which I'm not going to bother walking to. It's quite a walk, so instead I'm going to use Google Maps for this part and shot that clip right now. But all I'm going to do is just show you this exit and, well, show you like whereabouts the cars tend to exit from and such. So this is where I tend to stand, and I think this is the best part of this location. Like this, of all the filming locations I go to, this is probably one of my favourites. You get a really good view of the curve down there, and you get a good view of the curve up here, especially with my camera crane and my camera positioned so far up. The cars come down Provost Road down there, and there's 2 exits they exit out of. There's one exit that's just right over there, and there's another that's further on down the road. Now I will have to say this, that the people here, how can I put this, there's been a couple of complaints from the people nearby here, who just don't really seem to particularly enjoy the cars leaving, and like I can kind of understand their viewpoint because it's like a bit noisy and such, and like people do tend to have a bit of a faff. Like in that one clip in the last time I was here, one E36 3 Series did a donut at this junction right here. As much as I like that for like the camera and the views and such, it's not exactly really responsible, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend trying that at home. So I've got a slight feeling that unfortunately there might have to be a location change for this show, simply because of the people that have a bit of a carry on here, and the people that complain about it. So let me see if I can try and cross the road if I can. now on we're now on Provost Road, and like, I've seen clips on YouTube like other people filming like from all over this junction, like some filming from this angle, some filming from that angle over there. But I think the angle I get over there is probably the best place for it. So there you can see all the way down into the canal estate down there. This is where some of the cars like to come out of. Like, just right at this junction right here into the canal estate itself is where they like to come out of. Like, we've seen countless of times the cars coming out of here. And there's another bit at the top of the road here, which is where we, as visitors of the show, and I guess some of the show cars itself, come out of. I'm gonna try and get to the top of that road now if I can. So this is where the cars come out of. You see, like, oh, I need to change the batteries, crap. Right, so I've just decided to film this part with my phone because my camera here needs another battery change, and unfortunately I don't have another battery spare with me. I've got another battery in the car, but I just thought I'd just film the rest of the bonus portion on my phone here. So this is where the cars like to come out of, and I suppose some of the cars come in this way as well. If we continue further up along the road, I need to try and cross this road because this walking on this side's a bit dodgy, as I'm sure you can see. So all the way down this road here is the entrance point to this place for the car park, and like the queue to get in here is like, it gets really bad. Like, the queue is like all the way down to the bottom of the road down there, just to get to the entrance here. Just, well, it's a little bit of a walk, frankly, but it's not too bad. You can already see where the entrance is. Oh, this is going to be a hellish walk. I'll cut when we actually get there. Right, so I'm just about there. There's a wee brown sign down there. That's the entrance where I'm trying to get to. But there's a quick little look into the actual park itself, whilst there's no show cars in it. And I'm gonna tell you, it is weird being here. Like, it's weird being here when the field's just that empty looking. It's really weird, and of course it's weird being here and not seeing any show cars in there, or not hearing any music, or like cars idling or revving and stuff like that. And it's weird coming here when it's not busy. Like, this is the main entrance right up here, and I think this is where the show cars come in and out of as well sometimes. Like, some of the show cars that are a bit closer to the actual canal house itself. And it's quite an interesting entrance, coming to think of it. Like, see if this was just the main and one and only exit to the show, then instead of me standing at the bottom of Provost Road, I would stand roughly around about here with my crane and just see the show cars coming in and out of here. And as you just seen there with that Hyundai that just went in, it is a rather interesting entrance and exit way. I've actually filmed myself driving into there before. I'll put that clip up right now. We're going deep into the road in this now. God, my clutch foot really hurts, man. I guess this is why folks say they prefer automatics to manuals. So, I think you've roughly kind of seen the area where the bonus car show happens. And this used to be the location for the Scottish Performance Show, like I said. It is quite a walk and I'm already kind of tired. Like, driving it is not so bad. Like, driving all this isn't so bad. But when you're walking it, Christ. Well, I haven't walked this much in a wee while, but still, it is taking its toll. I'm gonna say that for sure. It is really weird seeing it with no cars in there at all. It's really bizarre, frankly. So I'm gonna head back to the car right now. I'll probably get a few more shots of the exit, and then I'm gonna make my way to the next location. Now, the next location would be Ingliston for both the Scottish Festival of Motoring as well as the site for the former Cleanfest. However, I thought about this early this morning, that there isn't really any point of me going out there for about 5-10 minutes, frankly, just to showcase, like, hey, this is where the show happens. Like, this is where I go for filming and stuff like that. This is where I go to film the cars leaving, and basically just show you a lot the stuff that none of you guys get to see, the stuff that happens off camera. So there's not really much point in doing that, frankly. And plus, like, you relatively know where it is anyway. It's just outside Edinburgh Airport, but I'll leave that for Google Maps to show you instead. So instead of going to Ingliston, the next location would be the former location for the Scottish Performance Show, which is getting moved to somewhere I don't know where. But just about back at the car already, jeez. But the next location is kind of an odd one. It's just off of Kincardine Bridge, so see you when we get there. All of that road cars drive up and down on. The queue to get in here. Like, I came, what was it? I think 2 years ago, I came here and the queue was really bad. I came here about 2 years ago and the queue was like, you've seen the entrance just right up there, and the queue for the traffic was like all the way down here. It was essentially, I think, all the way to about here where the sign is for Deanburn Walk. It was insane, let me just put it that way. So we're just about back, and I'm gonna get some extra shots. So this is the other side that people like to sit at and film for the show itself, and I think I do get the best place of the whole show. Like, not only like on my own grass, so my camera crane isn't exactly going to be best stable sitting here, but well, I suppose you'd get a better view of the cars going up that hill there and around that corner. And I suppose you might get a better view of some cars going towards Grangemouth, but I think me standing over there, I get a better view on the cars coming down the road, and I get to see them actually go down towards Grangemouth or going up that way, up towards Edinburgh somewhere. So although I would hate to see the Bowness Car Show have to move locations, but I could see why. Like, there's too many, like, I'm afraid to say, too many idiots out here ruining the fun for everyone. So I'd expect maybe the organisers to make an announcement soon. They're like, hey, this show at this location isn't going to happen anymore, so we're going to move it to another location because of complaints. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just people having a bit too much fun, ruining it for everyone else, frankly. And we don't want the show, especially like this area, like, we don't want that to become kind of like what was it? We don't want it to become like the Reading Jack Meat car show down in Reading Jack Meat car meet down in Reading in England, where it's just heavy police presence, and we don't want that, do we? So I'm afraid I might not be making a lot of videos here for much longer. Hopefully some people will respect the rules of the road and respect any residents living by here, but and hopefully the show can still happen here, because the reason why I come out here to film the cars leaving is for the same reason that Adam C goes to the exits to film the cars leaving. It's so as we can get a good listen to what all the cars in the show sound like, because sometimes the owners might not rev them or anything like that, or the owners might not be nearby to switch the car on and give the cars a proper rev. So at least by standing here watching the cars all leave, at least you can actually get a good sense of what the cars sound like and perform like and all that. Though seeing the crowds, I would hate to be the one that's causing all the crowds, like with my camera crane and that. Though I doubt that that's the case. Though I've not been here filming a lot. Like I've only started driving pretty recently, and like I've came here ever since 2018 for the Scottish Performance Show when it used to be hosted here. But I never really had the time to stand around and watch the cars all leave. So, whereas now I do. So I don't know what it was like when the Scottish Performance Show was here. I don't know what it was like before I was driving. But there you go. I think I've got enough footage for here in Bowness. So now I'm ahead to the third and last location, which is, well, it's an odd one, less, but it's just right off of the Kincardine Bridge. So see you there. I would say that in terms of locations, I can't remember if I already mentioned this in a clip, but I'll say it now just in case I haven't. I would say in terms of filming locations, this is my favourite one by far, I would think. I think just because the way the area looks you know, I've got like down there, I've got all the way down Provost Road, I've got all the way up towards Edinburgh Way, so and plus the amount of cars that can come out of here, and like just the people you get like here, like the amount of crowd you get here. Although I don't like how they like, well, encourage the drivers a bit, like they encourage them a little too much. Like, I don't like to encourage them a lot. Like sure, I hear like I do say that like, oh, can we get like a good sound or stuff like that, but I don't encourage them to like do anything stupid or nothing. So yeah, with that being said, let's make our way to the third and last location we're gonna get to. I'm gonna put the a screen recording now of the third location, which is Ingliston, and now we're gonna make our way to the fourth location. So we'll cut to me when we get to the next location. Okay, so now that was filmed here on Dean Road in Bowness, and now let's get to Ingliston, which all the way here. This entire area is where the Scottish Festival of Motoring takes place, and it is also where the Scottish. It's also where Cleanfest happens as well. So the main car park, the entrance to the car park is just right in here. So like right on Glasgow Road, as we can see here. This would be the entrance and the exit to the car park. Now, of course, there's a couple of two exits to get out of the main car park. There's one just right here, and there's another where you have to come up this road here, and just drive on up through this car park looking area, and then just leave around here. However, the last few times I ended up leaving through this exit here, and right around this entire section, you see from like round here, all the way into the Highland Hall. This entire field, and essentially all of this, is where the show happens. So like this loop is where the drifting happens. Somewhere over here is where the supercar driving experience happens. And yeah, it's not a bad place actually. I really, really like it here. And in fact, for Cleanfest, the entrance for Cleanfest is just right here. In fact, I used to use the Lowland Hall and this wee hangar back here, the central hall, just right behind the Highland Hall. Whereas pretty recently, at the last Cleanfest that happened, there were show cars within this small little field here. The drift pad was here, with some of the drift cars round about here somewhere, and they used the Highland Hall last time. Whereas mainly for Cleanfest, they used the Lowland Hall, the Central Hall, a little bit of this field back here, and some wee cars parked just right at the back of the Lowland Hall, plus some extra cars sitting just right here, roughly, right here. And the car park for Cleanfest used to be just right in here, just at this wee parking area right here, right where that wee blip is, that dropped pin. And now where I used to go for Cleanfest and for Scottish Festival of Motoring is for the Festival of Motoring, I would come out of here, drive down Glasgow Road, and then here Ingliston Road, I would cut in, I would drive down, all the way down, and then I'd park somewhere about here. I'd get down, grab my crane stuff, which those wheels you'd see me with, the tripod wheels, in the last episode, this was the reason why I'd gotten them, to transport the crane from essentially here, all the way down the road. And this wee island here is where I did the filming, which it's a pretty good location, because like you can see cars coming down this road, and you can see cars coming down the other side there. However, you can't really get a good look at the cars coming down Ingliston Road, so and that's where for this year's Scottish Festival of Motoring, I decided, rather than coming down Ingliston Road, I decided to park on the other side of the BP fuel station, on the other side of the A8. I decided to sit on the other side of the BP, there. I decided to sit on the BP side of the petrol station. And this, I think, provides a much better perspective on like the cars coming down Ingliston Road,
Plus, Scottish Festival morning, as you've seen, it is quite packed with traffic because of all the cars tending to. Let's see, all the cars coming down this wee roundabout here where the park and ride is, and there's also traffic lights on this roundabout as well. So that's what also makes the traffic a lot more heavier and compact and dense, so to speak. I did give the warning that some drivers, rather than coming down to this roundabout here to turn around, they should go all the way down the A8 to where the tram depot is, and turn around at Gugar roundabout instead, and come all the way down, as that would ease the traffic. And I think some people did actually do that this year, I think, but still not a lot of people actually did it. Some did, but some didn't. So I'm not going to even bother going into Street View to show you like the road layout, and like you can kind of see it already. It is quite a walk, so that's why this year I decided. That's one of the reasons why this year I decided to sit on the BP side, and I think from now on I will sit at the BP side. That's if I can actually get a good parking space. That is, I had to park just round about here this year for it. I would have parked roughly where the electric charging ports are, but there was a problem with that, mainly because I could only sit in that space for so long. If I breached that time period, if I think about it, was it an hour or two, was it? Then I would end up receiving some kind of parking fine. And of course, I was going to be there for much longer than that time period, so I couldn't sit here. I had to move elsewhere. So I think that I think that covers the Ingliston portion. And as you can see, yeah, it really is just right outside the airport. But yeah, that just covers the Ingliston portion. And I think let's now move on to the next location already. So, cut back to you, past version of me.
Right, so having just installed the new battery, and just like that, we've now arrived at the last location of the video. And this is it. This is where the Scottish Performance Show used to be held at, and it isn't being held here anymore, sadly. Now, I don't know where it's going to be located next. Like I said in the intro to the video, I don't know where it's going to be next. Hopefully it's somewhere similar to this place. For those that don't know, this is Inch Farm. This whole field here, plus that one over there. Let's see, yeah. So this field right here, plus that one over there, is where the whole show used to be. And it's weird seeing it like this. It's weird seeing it empty with no cars at all. And over here in that field, that is the car park area. You might remember me coming down here a few years ago. I think when it roughly first happened here. I think, well, I came here with my uncle. I think it was the year before I started driving, so I think it would have been either 2022 or 2023. I think is when I was last here. I think that's the entrance to the show there. I'm not sure how the show cars would get in or out of here. I never stayed long enough for that. But it should be somewhere similar to somewhere roughly around about here somewhere. I don't know. For those that know and have been here and probably have stood at the exit here watching the cars leaving, then please feel free to let me know where they would have exited from, because I don't know where. It could be, let me see to this entranceway here. It could be here. This could be big enough. Yes, I think it is. I think this is where all the show cars would have came in and out of. So before the show starts, this is where I think they would have all came in from. So they would have came down this road here, the Concordant, the Concordant Bridge is just right over there. This is the site where the old sort of Fife and Falkirk power station used to be. That's now since demolished. In fact, there's the sign for it, still right over there. The Long Net power station. So at the beginning of the day, the cars would come in here and get all set up and that. And at the end of the day, they'd all come out of here. The entrance for the visitors car park is just right down there, and that's the field to the car park there. So I don't know where I would stand. Like, this is the perfect spot for me to know whether or not the field is empty or not, because I think I would stand. I think I would stand about there where the bridge, where the sign for Kincardine Bridge is. So let me see if I can get over to it and show you what that would look like. So let me just quickly nip over and show you what it would look like. So I think I would be standing about here. Yes, this looks perfect, because you could see into the actual visitors car park right down there, and you can actually see whether or not that's empty, and then you can pan over to here and you can see how many cars are still left in the field, and you can actually see them all pack up and actually start up in that. So I think if the Scottish Performance Show was still here, this would have been another really good location to see the cars leaving from. So unfortunately it's a shame that it's not on the shin, it's a shame that it's not here, but you could probably guess why, because it's some random farmer's field. So, and it's at Inch Farm, so it's literally a farmer's field. So, and the farmer probably just got tired of it being used all the time for a car show, and the fact that possibly he was getting tired of maybe the field being in such a wreck from all the cars and such. So maybe that could be why the show has now since moved to another location that's still to be confirmed. Hopefully we should get confirmation of where it's going to be soon, in the new year. Sad about Cleanfest though, isn't it, that it's no longer on. Oh well, I could try and find maybe another replacement show for that instead. Maybe we could go to Ford Fair every year now at Knockhill instead. Maybe I could find something else, who knows, but you'll have to stay tuned on that. But I think this is where I'm going to round it off here. With that, I'm going to round this off here. So if you enjoyed that, be sure to give me a like, tell me in the comment section down below what you thought of it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, hit that post notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any content that I make, plus maybe some better content I can make sometime in the future. I don't know how or when, but stay tuned. This will be Mattautomotive signing off. See you next time. Peace.